Okay, today we're gonna start with 9112T or the LA912T, which is a 3G phone. It has 3 bands and it works well on 3G on both AT&T, T-Mobile, and all the other GSM carriers in the United States. So we'll show you how to set up the phone. Okay, one of the important things I want to tell you is that the battery that comes with the phone usually has a protective tape on top of it. Sometimes it is a transparent tape and it's very easy for someone to miss it. So you make sure that you insert the battery, we'll insert the SIM card. If you look here, there's a little shape which guides you how to put the SIM card in. The side which has a cut goes in later. The terminals are always down. And there we go. Push it all the way in. Insert the battery and then close the lid. And then we start the phone. Press the power button till you see the Lightahead logo, and momentarily you'll see the home screen. All you have to do is just slide it, this middle lock, to the right. Okay, so when the phone starts up, this is what you'll see on the screen. It has already detected the AT&T SIM card. As you'll see, it says new SIM card detected. It's labeled as ATT. But you'll notice something, that by default the data connection is off. So if you want to use the data facilities of your network, you will have to enable it. So you have to click on change. The SIM management window will open up. Click on data connection and then click on AT&T, and there your data connection is on. And here you can see all the 4 bars with an H plus sign, which means that you're connected. Let me show it to you. Which means you're connected to AT&T with a great H plus speed. Now there are 2 very important keys at the bottom. Once you put your finger, it'll light up. Like, this is the return key and this is the settings key. And in the center we have the home screen key. Once you press it, it'll take you to the home screen. This will help you to personalize your phone as to how it is launched and what kind of wallpaper and home screen you'd like to have. For example, if I click on classic launcher, then this is the standard launcher of your phone. Now let's go through some of the important settings in this phone, for which we press this one and go to the system settings. Here you see from top to bottom, from top to bottom you see the SIM management, the Wi-Fi. Let's start with SIM management. SIM management, we have to make sure that your service provider network ID is shown, that's AT&T. Your phone number is shown and the data connection is enabled to the network. We go back and then we have to make sure that the Wi-Fi is enabled. Just slide it towards the right and it'll get on. So in order to use the Wi-Fi, you have to have the Wi-Fi enabled. If you want to use the Bluetooth, do the same thing, slide it to the right and it'll turn on. Then there are some more settings. Okay, mobile networks. You have to make sure that the data connection is on, and this is a very important setting called access point names. Usually the network automatically sets up all the values in the APN, as you can see in this. But if you're ever having problems in sending MMS or with the data connection, you have to make sure you call your provider and ask them if any change or modification in the APN settings is required. Okay, let's go over some of the important icons on the home screen. We have the camera here. Just click on it if you want to take pictures. And you use this to toggle between the front and the back camera. You press this and if you click on this, you get to the front camera. and once again by pressing you go back into the back camera. Now so this is the camera. It has a fairly clear camera and you're gonna get good pictures. Okay, now this is phone. Pretty simple. You can use the dial pad or you can use the contacts to make a phone call as you do in any other phone. Then you have the messaging. Then we have, of course, the browser, for which you need to enable the Wi-Fi. You can use the internet pretty easily with the Wi-Fi on. Then we have the apps. Now these are all the preloaded apps. You might find some of these very useful. One of the most important apps here is the Play Store, because this is your home to download any new apps. For this you need to have a Google account in place. If you have one, simply click on existing, enter your credentials, and you'll be set up to download apps from the Play Store. If you don't, then you go back, click on new, and set up a Google account. It's as simple as that. Just enter your name, your preferred ID, password, and you'll be able to set up a Google account, which will be linked to your Play Store account. You don't need to give your credit card credentials unless you want to purchase an app. For free apps, it doesn't ask for your credit card details. In a moment, we'll show you how to download an app, but before that, let's go over some of the other important apps. Okay, we'll tell you a little bit about the GPS in this phone. Before we start the GPS, I'll take you over to the settings once again. And on the settings tab, we click on system settings, scroll down and click on location. You have to make sure that the access to my location is marked, is checked, the GPS satellites is turned on, and the Wi-Fi and mobile network location is also checked. Once this is done, we go back to the apps. There we go. And we click on navigation. So there you see, it says my location, which is your current location. And from the choose destination, you can either type in an address, or you could also choose an address if you've got some address saved in your address book. There we are. So I'm just going to put any address at random. Let's say. Okay. It'll calculate the route and then it'll display a map which shows exactly how it's going to take you to your destination. Once you see the map, click on start.
Head northeast on Wagner Street toward South Sentinella Avenue, then turn left onto South Sentinella Avenue.
So you must have noticed that it has a voice assisted guidance, which is fairly useful. The navigation is voice enabled, as you just saw, and it speaks out directions from time to time. It's just like a car GPS, and it's very, very useful when you're driving. This is not a substitute for a car GPS, but is, I would say, equally effective. If you don't have one, you can use this and find your way out. Okay. Okay, we'll show you a very important feature in this phone, which is called the Wi-Fi hotspot or the internet tethering. You start with the menu, go to system settings, and then go to more. And here you see on top of the mobile networks there is tethering and portable hotspot. Click on that. Make sure you enable the hotspot. It'll take a couple of seconds, and then you click on Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, now set up Wi-Fi hotspot. There'll be a password which is kept by default. You can change it if you want. Just click on show password so that you know what the password is. Next, go to your laptop which has an active Wi-Fi. And then you click on the Wi-Fi connections, and you'll see Android AP. That's the name of the device. Click on that and go to connect. The first time you connect, you have to enter the same password. It's asking me for the password again. So let's see. B949A86AA Y17. Click OK. And now it's trying to connect to the mobile hotspot, and it has already connected. And you click on Home Network to set up your network connection. And it'll show you as soon as your laptop is connected to the device. It'll show you the device name. And now there's one thing very important to keep in mind. When you're trying to set up a mobile hotspot, you have to make sure that the Wi-Fi connection is off, because as long as it's on, it'll not connect to the hotspot. So you're all set to use the internet on your laptop, and I'll show you how. Just go to a browser, and there you go. To the internet, and there you go. It works at a fairly good speed if you're getting a good H or H plus signal. However, if you're not getting an H or H plus signal, which you may in some areas, then you may not be able to connect to internet. So there we go on the Lightahead website. And by the way, we have some lovely deals, coupons and offers at lightahead.us. I invite you all to visit our website and take advantage of these very attractive discounts and promotions. Now we're gonna show you how to download an app. Okay, before we show you how to download an app, let me tell you about another feature, that is installation of a micro SD card. Some of our phones come pre-installed with a micro SD card. You must carefully read the instructions before buying, whereas some of them which have enough internal memory don't come with a micro SD card. If your phone does not have a micro SD card and you need to enhance your memory, you can buy up to a 32 gigs of TF card. The one which I have is a 4 gig card, and this is how you put it in. Must go all the way in. There we go. And now I'm going to tell you how to download apps in this. This one has a Google account set up, so it's going to be fairly simple. Okay, we go to the Play Store. There we are. Since I have fed in a Google account, so it didn't ask me to enter my credentials, it automatically takes me to the Play Store homepage. And all you have to do is click the search page. Now, let's see if I want to, let's for an example, try and download WhatsApp in this. You put in the search bar the keyword. So you click on WhatsApp Messenger, and then you'll see this green icon which says install. Just click on it. It'll ask for certain permissions. Click on accept. And there you go. The download is pretty fast. It depends upon your data network speed and if you're using Wi-Fi on your Wi-Fi speed, but the phone itself has a pretty decent CPU processor, which makes things easier. We've already done 100% of it, and we have WhatsApp being installed on this phone. You can see the installing signal. Okay, and there we go. It's all done. We open the app. Okay, it says welcome to WhatsApp. You agree and continue, and you're good to go. It'll ask you to put your phone number in. Once you do that, you're all set to use WhatsApp. Let's go to the main page. Let's go to the settings. And we go to storage. Now we have to make sure, you have to know how much storage you have on your phone and on the SD card. Like here it says total space such and such. If you don't have enough storage on your phone, make sure the SD card is ticked so that whenever you download an app or whenever you try and save anything on the device, it'll by default go into the SD card. So in case you have an SD card and your memory is going low, we strongly recommend that you have the SD card enabled as an option to save your files. Okay, we'll tell you a little bit about troubleshooting. Here, from the home screen menu, you go to System Settings, and in case there's any snag in the phone and you're having problems of any kind, you go down all the way to Backup and Reset and click on Factory Data Reset and click on Reset Phone. This will reset. It'll ask you if you want to erase everything. It'll erase everything, but the phone will be restored to the factory settings, and if there was any snag, it'll go away. This is one of the most common solutions for troubleshooting day-to-day problems, if at all they occur. But you have to make sure that if you have any important documents, you must have them saved onto a TF card before you perform this. Another effective way of troubleshooting is a hard reset, which is there's a very simple way of doing it. All you have to do is open the lid, remove the battery, remove the SIM card, leave it alone for a few minutes, put everything back, and your phone should work normally. That's the hard reset.